Prepare to be shocked as Tanzania throws a surprising curveball, halting China's colossal $10 billion mega project. You won't believe what just happened. Tanzania has thrown a major curveball, putting a halt to China's massive $10 billion mega project. In this video, we'll dive deep into the shocking details and explore the potential implications of this unprecedented move. So sit tight and get ready to be surprised. China has made considerable investments in the construction of ports and infrastructure across the continent in recent years, as part of an active effort to deepen its economic and trade connections with African countries. Even though many of these projects were successful, there have been times when collaboration encountered unforeseen difficulties. One such instance occurred in Tanzania, where China started a $10 billion project to build a significant port. Tanzania unexpectedly decided to put its trust in Japan and the United Kingdom during the partnership, which led to a halt of all cooperation with China. What caused Tanzania to quickly change its direction, and what is the project's present condition, given the unexpected halt in cooperation? Tanzania and China have maintained diplomatic ties dating back to 1964 for many years. The two countries have worked together on a number of significant projects throughout the years, including the Tanzania-Zambia Railway. This railway, which connects Tanzania and Zambia and stretches an astounding 1,860 kilometers, was formally opened in 2011. China has also contributed to the building of Tanzania's Nawashawa hydroelectric power project, which is being built amid the scenic northern mountains on the Ruaha River. With China's assistance, these enormous projects stand to significantly influence Tanzania's future. China launched in 2013 a mission to strengthen trade connections with Tanzania and support the country's economic development. The creation of the magnificent port, known as the Bagamoyo Port, served as the focal point of this collaboration. This large-scale endeavor has attracted the interest of both countries and is located along the scenic Indian Ocean shores around 75 kilometers from the Tanzanian city of Dar es Salaam. The Bagamoyo port is expected to take up an area of roughly 800 square kilometers and will require an astounding expenditure of $10 billion. This cutting-edge deep-water port intends to be the gem in the crown of the East African region, competing with some of the biggest ports there. The port's design is intended to have two different zones, one for effective handling of cargo and the other for a wide range of services. According to a preliminary plan created by China and Tanzania, the cargo throughput at the Bagamoyo port is anticipated to outpace that of its counterpart in Dar es Salaam by an incredible factor of 25. Such exponential expansion offers great potential for expanding trade networks, promoting economic prosperity, and providing both countries with more business options. The government's task of raising enough money to build a vital port was a challenging one in the effort to lift up poor Tanzania. China, realizing the seriousness of the issue, moved forward as a trustworthy partner, engaged Tanzania in protracted meetings and negotiations. As a result, China provided a loan worth an astounding $6 billion, or 60% of the port's overall cost. The Tanzanian government assumed responsibility for raising the final $4 billion needed to close the funding shortfall. Do you think Tanzania has arranged the required funds for this project immediately? Let's explore it further. China's dedication to Tanzania's long-term development is what distinguishes this collaboration from others. In addition to providing financial assistance, China has promised to share their experience by mentoring a group of Tanzanian engineers throughout the Bagamoyo's port construction. Along with their own construction crew, China will also hire a sizable number of Tanzanian employees to support local economic growth. The region's logistics and transportation capacities will be improved thanks to this strategic alliance, which will also create a large number of job possibilities for the locals. This project is evidence of the possibilities for cooperative relationships between nations committed to development and prosperity. So before discussing the actual implications of this abrupt decision by Tanzania, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button below to stay tuned for more amazing content. Now let's continue. A 45-year priority port lease was a crucial trade-off for China's strategic investment in Tanzania. The Bagamoyo port project was seen by China as a win-win venture with great potential for both parties. China was taken off guard by Tanzania's sudden decision to halt the project, which had a significant negative impact on their plans. China suffered significant losses as a result of the abrupt end in the middle of 2019, which forced them to stop pre-construction preparations and withdraw financial support. The effects of this choice were extensive. Both Chinese technicians and Tanzanian laborers found themselves out of work in large numbers. Their collective dismay resounded throughout the area. But why did Tanzania choose such a harsh course of action? Their failure to continue providing the financial support necessary for the project's continuation was the main cause. Simply put, Tanzania's already dwindling financial resources could not support the port's continuous construction. Due to the severe circumstances, many Tanzanian employees experienced a delay in receiving their wages, which made the need for the government to halt construction even more pressing. The Director General of the Tanzanian Ports Authority, D'Souza Koko, brought up a significant issue regarding China's stringent financial requirements in a recent interview. Tanzania found it hard to carry the project's remaining cost, which came to an astounding $4 billion, even though the Bagamoyo port offered enormous potential for significant future projects. Japan and the UK were, however, drawn in by another, even more important reason that emerged. Both nations got involved in a heated battle with China to win the Bagamoyo port because they understood its strategic importance. Japan and the UK grasped the chance to reduce China's influence in Africa by taking advantage of Tanzania's continued political unrest and unstable environment. They were successful in convincing Tanzania to change its partner for cooperation, which resulted in the country giving up its partnership with China in favor of working with Japan and the UK. The UK publicly committed to helping Tanzania finish building the port in 2019 at much lower costs than China. Unbelievably, only 2 years later, both the UK and Japan abruptly terminated their participation in the project, leaving Tanzania in a dejected state. They immediately withdrew the promised favorable conditions and assistance, and they didn't follow through on their promises to aid Tanzania in developing the port. As a result, the project to build the Bagamoyo port, which was intended to assist Tanzania develop, came to an unhappy end. This turn of events serves as a reminder of the complexity and difficulties present in cross-border relationships. Tanzania ultimately encountered disappointment and losses despite being burdened with enormous financial stress and being lured by promises of cooperation from Japan and the UK. Tanzania's standing in the international world took a serious hit after the Bagamoyo port project was put on hold. The project's delays and inability to properly complete it with the UK and Japan led to an extended construction period and other issues. China's confidence in aid initiatives in Africa has also been significantly harmed by Tanzania's default on the project, as it was forced to cover the costs of the project's planning and funding. Samia Suluhu Hassan, Tanzania's recently elected president, has, however, demonstrated a strong desire to resurrect the Bagamoyo port project and repair Tanzania's image. In fact, she made a point of highlighting the value of port cooperation with China during her visit to China in November 2022. She clearly intends to revive the initiative, as evidenced by this. China's answer to Tanzania's proposal is still pending, though. China, a major actor in the development of Africa's infrastructure, has the ability to contribute a large amount of knowledge and resources to the project. China's cooperation with Tanzania's dedication to resurrecting the project may enable the Bagamoyo port project to be successfully finished. It is impossible to undervalue the Bagamoyo port's strategic value to China. This port is an important entry point for Chinese energy cargo ships coming from the Middle East or Africa, thanks to its advantageous geographic location. China can easily transport its energy resources by using the effective rail network that connects Bagamoyo port to China, avoiding the clogged Strait of Malacca. This expansion strengthens the port's significance by providing China with a promising new energy route. Furthermore, Bagamoyo's port's importance goes beyond China's interests alone. It has great potential to advance Tanzanian-China trade and business ties in the future. It is essential that China resumes the building of this port project soon in light of this potential. The mutual advantages of this cooperation are expected to accelerate economic growth and fortify bilateral connections between the two countries. China's decision to continue funding the construction of the Bagamoyo port is predictable given the port's strong strategic advantages and promising long-term economic potential. As a result, I hope that Tanzania and China can cooperate to restart this port's construction, opening the door for successful trade and collaboration in the future. So wrapping up this discussion, let me ask you a question. Was it a wise decision by Tanzania to delay the project or not? Or not based on some internal issues? Let's discuss this in the comment section. Until the next video, stay connected with us.